Hello and welcome back to the Dacia campaign. Last episode was unlucky episode number 13. It was the Shakeup episode, and I definitely took the wrong approach with that Shakeup. So I apologize. Let's talk about it. So I still stand by the fact that we needed a Shakeup because this campaign was way too easy. As soon as we got those long-range archers, this huge army of Chosen Archer Warband and Scythian mercenaries, we completely steamrolled the Brutii, got them out of the game in like 10 turns. We are whooping the Macedonians. This is just too easy. So my approach in the last episode was I was going to change up the way I play the campaign by just being more aggressive and like crazy, quote unquote. But I don't think that was the right approach. Thank you for the comments saying that's a bad idea, because that does kind of get rid of the whole value of watching these videos, is that I'm supposed to be playing intelligently and not like an idiot. So I see your points, and I agree with you. That was the wrong approach. The real problem with this campaign is that Chosen Archer Warband and Scythians are just too powerful. So going forward, I'm going to go back to the way I was playing, where I take care of my economy, take care of my troops, go into battles that I expect to win, etc. And I'm going to supplement the difficulty by just not using these units, which are the problem units. So we're going to slowly transition all of our armies that are relying on Chosen Archer Warband and Scythians away from using those units. So the new rules are we can't use those two types of units. We can use Standard Archer Warband. So we're going to probably just replace Chosen Archer Warband with Standard Archer Warband. And this just brings us more on level with Romans, Barbarians, Greeks. Everyone right now can kind of field Standard Archers or something comparable, but most factions cannot field any long-range archers. So it's just too easy if you have them. Honestly, would this have been better to have figured out earlier? Yes, but I didn't realize it was going to be this easy. I thought there would still be some challenge using these units. I was really excited to use these units after the Spanish campaign being stuck with horrible slingers. So kind of a step back, but we're still going to be making great progress and conquering the world very quickly. So don't worry about that. But this will just be a more interesting balance. Let me know what you think of it, but I think this is a good compromise. We will bring Skyles the Conqueror back to Tarentum next turn and disband all of these units except for Cretans, because I think Cretans are appropriate. They don't have the same defense and melee stats that Chosen Archer Warband have, and you never really have so many Cretans that it is carrying your entire campaign. They're useful, they're your most powerful unit, but they're not like ruining the campaign like Chosen Archer Warband and Scythians do. So I'm comfortable with keeping a few Cretans around. And then maybe later in the game, when everyone has long-range archers, we will use long-range archers. And we'll just, adapt with the difficulty of the campaign to have the most amount of fun. And so the way that we're going to do this is whenever we don't want to disband a Chosen Archer Warband, we'll just only use those units without firing their missiles. So we'll turn off fire at will. We will only order them to use their melee weapons. They'll be like bad Chosen Swordsmen for a while until they're all dead, and then we will switch over to Chosen Swordsmen and Archer Warband. And some of them I'll just disband. Like up here, we have some reinforcements that have not even been sent out to Asia Minor yet. I'm just going to disband them here because they haven't even been committed to a front yet. So I'm comfortable with just disbanding them, save the money. We'll reassign that part of the economy, and we'll make sure that we're not training any more Chosen Archers in any of my cities. Let's check on Vetsina here. Yeah, Vetsina has a lot of Chosen Archer Warband, and we don't need them. So let's go ahead and disband them. And we'll grab some reinforcements from Kotoso's army, bring them over to Asia Minor, and we'll put together one big army here instead of the two that we were going to have taking out both Nicomedia and Pergamum. We'll just have one strong army here. So let's take Vetsina, couple units of Barbarian Noble Cavalry, some War Dogs, some Archers, and combine them with this army. And we'll pull out a unit of Noble Cavalry, and let's see if that's a decent enough army for this purpose. Kotoso and Vetsina, good amount of heavy infantry, good amount of archers, some War Dogs, some Onagers. Yeah, that's a fun army. And so that will be the army we use to attack Pergamum once Pontus takes it off the Greeks. And the rest of these troops will just be some reinforcements that will hang out on the land of Byzantium. And we will just grab them when we take Pergamum maybe and leave them there as a garrison. We have some Chosen Archer Warband at Larissa or outside of Larissa, and we'll go ahead and disband them, replace them with standard Archer Warband. And at Thurman, we will also train up some troops, but we'll go with Volksmen here because we're going to have a kind of a shift strategically to more medium and heavy infantry instead of archers. So yeah, we'll train some Volksmen at Thurman. Apollonia is good. Salona is good. Segestica, we have some Chosen Archer Warband here, which we will hold on to and just use as melee troops in the meantime. And we will build up some actual melee troops, some Chosen Swordsmen here instead to defend in case the Gauls attack. Zalmoxis' army has no Chosen Archer Warband or Scythians, so that's good. Horlissum has 1 unit of Chosen Archer Warband, which we will disband and replace with some Archer Warband. Captain Zyraxes also has no Chosen Archer Warband. Tenace, we don't have any here, but Skyluris has a lot of them. So we'll use these units as just grunt infantry and take out some rebels, see if we can get rid of them without using any of their arrows. And then we will grab some more troops for Tenace, train some, what can we build here? Volksmen maybe, and send them up to reinforce Skyluris to go take on the Scythians. And we'll still need a good amount of archers to deal with Scythians, but I think it's more interesting to have standard archers that have to at least trade shots with Scythian horse archers instead of just being able to snipe them from double the range. So it's more fair if we have traditional archers fighting against the Scythians than if we have long range archers. All right, I've checked the whole empire. We've rid the entire empire of Chosen Archer Warband. If I missed one, I will find it later. And then obviously the ones we have, we're just going to use as melee troops, so I'm happy with that. Let's go ahead and end this turn and see what happens here. So we're besieged at our fort in Macedonia. We'll have to deal with that. At Tarentum, we have some rioting to be expected. Let's bring Skyles back to Tarentum. We'll lift the siege on Croton, but we'll be back for it a little bit later. And at Tarentum, let's go ahead and repair our Temple of Mercury and catapult range. We'll want to be able to build standard archers here pretty soon in order to supplement the archers we're losing. In the meantime, let's build some Barbarian Noble Cavalry to make up some kind of strength in this army. And we'll disband a few units of Chosen Archer Warband just to save some money, since they're now only grunts for just fighting and they can't use their missiles anymore. We'll get rid of most of these troops, but yeah, we'll just keep a couple in case we get attacked by the Julii. And let's send Duras out to plant a watchtower outside of Tarentum just to see what's going on with the Scipii. Yeah, no one is invading us, so for now we're safe. We'll get them back to Tarentum and build a bit of an army there. Let's take a look at our construction report. At Byzantium, we have a blacksmith, and we're going to go for a Hall of Heroes here because heavy infantry is going to become much more important now that we're not using long-range archers. So we want to be able to build Chosen Swordsmen at Byzantium to send over to Asia Minor. In the meantime, let's get some Archer Warband here at Byzantium. At Salona, we have a practice range, which will never go up to an archery range at this point. But let's go ahead and build a meeting hall here so we're not stuck with just building Warband at Salona. I'd like to be able to train some Volksmen, which are definitely better in case someone lands outside of Salona and tries to take the city before we're able to reinforce it. At Apollonia, we have a High King's Hall, and we'll go for a Hall of Heroes here as well. Obviously, archery range is now available to us, but there's no point in that unless we want onagers, which we don't right now. So we'll go for a Hall of Heroes here. And, well, actually, that kind of wipes out our economy. And we only have 4,600 population here anyways. So a Hall of Heroes wouldn't be that useful because we're not even really able to train any troops. Let's get rid of these peasants, which we had queued. I'm not sure why they were queued at Apollonia. I guess that fixes the population a little bit, and it would be worth doing a Hall of Heroes now, because if we have 6,000 population, we can afford to build a couple units here. So Apollonia, we will go ahead for that Hall of Heroes. Let's check out our end of turn report. We profited 2,500 denarii last turn. Definitely an improvement since we got rid of some troops. It'll probably even be better this turn. Armenia and Egypt are allies. Macedon and Scythia are allies. That makes sense with Macedon and Scythia both being my enemies, so they're kind of getting desperate at this point. And Egypt is declaring ceasefires with Pontus and Parthia. Let's check on Egypt's progression. They're still doing very well. They're getting better every turn. They have 12 regions, and yeah, they are definitely doing well. So that's kind of concerning that they're making peace with all the people we're about to go to war with. Speaking of the people we're about to go to war with, Pontus has taken Pergamum off of our allies, the Greeks, and it's a decent army in here, as decent as Pontus gets in the early game with Eastern Infantry, the Pajama Boys. But with 6 chevrons of experience, attack of 9, defense of 16 is good. But I'm curious if we could take the city since we have onagers. We might make some attempt at taking the city, declaring war on Pontus this turn, but we'll see. We have a good amount of heavy infantry, which is good. But there are mostly mercenaries here, so morale will be an issue. Let's check out Vetsina's morale. +1/+1. Sanguinaries -1. Untouched by Fears +1. So he's a pretty good general for morale specifically, and with this much command, that also helps out with morale. So we might be able to take Pergamum with the amount of heavy infantry we have. What do we do about Aristoxenus of Enna besieging Partatua at this fort? That's the question. We're kind of overwhelmed here by the Macedonians. Ooh, kind of scary. Let's grab Deceneu and some Folksmen from Apollonia and just bring them back in case they're needed to defend against the Macedonians. We'll bring them up to Larissa, put together an army, because the Macedonians are coming in full force. They're throwing everything they have at me right now. And actually, maybe I should grab these reinforcements I was holding for Pergamum and just bring them over to reinforce Larissa. Let's get them in this port and grab the army. So yeah, the army is out of move points. But next turn, we will have reinforcements for Larissa, which is good because Larissa is probably going to be besieged next turn. Let's train some Archer Warband here to defend the walls in case we're besieged. And I could sally out at this fort. We're going to wait 1 turn, though. Just see if they attack us. No, they won't be able to attack us. I don't want to get starved out on accident. I think we'll still wait out 1 turn just to see if these reinforcements make it in time and see if they attack us the turn after this one. And if we need to fight our way out of this fort, we will, but we don't have any cavalry or really any good infantry here. So this would be a hard battle. With the cavalry they have, the archers, a good general. Yeah, I don't want to lose this fort and this army here. Now, Zalmoxis was being sent up to Germania when I was playing all crazy style. But I don't think it really makes sense. As fun as it would be to attack the Germans right now, because they're definitely flimsy in this region. They're always flimsy because they just have a horrible economy. That would be starting a new war with someone who has not provoked me at all when we haven't even defeated the Gauls yet. So we're going to cancel that plan. Let's bring Zalmoxis in this direction and attack the Gauls at Uvavum. Just see if we can weaken them in this area because they have some huge armies, Windex and the army at Patavium, full stack armies here. Uvavum, most of a full stack army, but with no general and with some barbarian mercenaries here. So we should be able to take Uvavum, and we just want to start weakening the Gauls in this region. Let's march Captain Zyraxes a little bit closer to this rebel settlement, which I cannot remember the name of. And we'll grab Skyluris and go attack these rebels. Now that we don't have archers in this army, these rebels, a little bit scarier. So we're going to actually just combine these troops since they're now just standard infantry. And let's try to avoid the rebels, actually. We'll go ahead and send these Scythians to be disbanded inside of Tanais for population. And we'll just send Skyluris and his army up to attack the Scythian capital, try to avoid the rebels, and yeah, we'll just see if we can beat them with only using Chosen Archer Warband as infantry. This fleet feels like it should have an army on it, but it doesn't. So just wanted to tell you guys that in case you're wondering what's on that fleet, because I know that would be frustrating if I was watching and I didn't know if there was an army on a fleet. All right, at Segestica, I would love to train a unit here. We don't have that much money though, and Zalmoxis is coming back into this region, so we might hold off on that. But let's grab Captain Arapathes and put him on this river. See if Captain Daiges wants to attack him. Because that should be an easy battle. Yeah, they just have Archer Warband. We have Archer Warband and Barbarian Cavalry. So that would be an easy win. And at Thessalonica, let's train some Chosen Swordsmen here. We can train any unit in our arsenal here, but we just need some good strength infantry to send down to Larissa for reinforcements. Because I do not know how the next few turns are going to go with the Macedonians. Alright, let's go ahead and end this turn. I think we're safe on all fronts. Okay, Larissa has been besieged. Let's send this diplomat through this region to just see what we're facing with Pontus. They've got some decent armies here. Good experience, but not a lot of ranged units. So archers will do well against Pontus. We might be slightly overextending here, but I want to be fighting on this front and just slowly wearing down Pontus because it'll take so long to conquer Asia Minor. So Vetsina, barrel on. We have a pretty easy chance to take Pergamum right now because we have onagers and they've left it relatively undefended. So let's go ahead and pick up Pergamum. This is us declaring war on Pontus, so, you know, war, rah. But actually, before we take the city, I'm curious, if we tried to sell them peace in order to not take the city, how much would they pay? Would they pay 10,000? If they would, I would give them peace. Nope, they don't want peace, so I will just take Pergamum from them. Alright, yeah, just one guy who's good. I mean, brave is a great trait. He's 23, he could have done great things, but your faction leader was stingy. Spartacus the Lewd. He didn't want to spend 10,000, so you're gonna die. Alright, so this battle should be relatively simple. I'll try to keep it somewhat quick. I always say that, and then it's like a 27-minute battle in which I kill 2 units. But actually going to try and keep it quick. We've got some onagers to knock down the walls. And do they have any troops on the walls? No, they don't. So should be pretty easy to knock down the walls, destroy the gateway, and just take the city. Let's get some infantry prepared to send into the city. We'll get some Falksmen, get the Basterni, and bring them a little bit closer, just to there. And then we'll grab some archers to put up on the walls. We'll have them ready as well. And we'll need some hoplites as well because they have a general's unit in there. So we'll pull up our hoplites. We'll grab some cavalry, grab our warhounds, units like that. And then this warband will be the unit that I use to grab the towers. Because I don't really care about losing a unit warband. So once we knock down this wall, we will send in the warband. They will grab the gateway and this tower. And then we can send in the rest of the army. Alright, let's get our warband inside the city. Walls are down, and they will take some casualties here, but that's okay. Take the walls, make sure you grab the gateway. Alright, we've turned the walls, and let's see what path we're going to take to the city center. Most likely this path. Yeah, that's the best path to the city center. So this is the next tower we want to unlock. So we'll go ahead and send them off the towers over here. And are we safe here? Yeah, we're safe from this tower over here. I don't think we need to turn it. We shouldn't take any damage from them. Send the warband over here and up this tower. I'm surprised they didn't take any damage from this tower. Might be kind of defective, but I'm alright with that. And we'll, for good measure, just go and turn this tower as well. These two, just in case. Meanwhile, let's get some troops inside the city. We'll get our hoplites in here, get our Basterni in here, our Falksmen, and our warhounds. And then we'll send our general in here as well. We will move up our hoplites to block the street, as we always do, and then we'll just grab all the troops and just bring them up, get them in position, get our general in here, make sure we have some archers in the city, and hopefully we don't have any issues with these mercenaries getting all dancy. Mercenary hoplites love to do weird dances, ruin any usefulness. I wish we could get a shot on this large Temple of Hermes because we won't be needing any Temple to Hermes. Let's see if we can get a little closer and hit it. We're going to put a proper Dacian religion. Come on, a little closer. No. Oh, yes, we have a shot. Destroy it. Burn down their religion. I actually do not remember what the Temple to Hermes is, and hopefully it's not a really good one for, like, missile troops. Watch this be one for missile troops. But, we're doing it anyways. Die. Now that we have some fun set dressing for this battle, I'm gonna just move up everyone and not explain it, because I spend too much time explaining how I'm walking troops through a crowded city usually. But yeah, we're gonna jump cut to when I've moved all of the troops. All right, enemy generals showing some interest, so I've got my general nearby. We have our mercenary hoplites in fighting position in case they're needed. Let's slow this down. Looks like they might charge into the front here. Got our Volksmen drawn up for moral support. And what are we taking shots from right now? Oh, I forgot. Pontus generals have the missiles. I forgot they have javelins. All right. So yeah, we'll take some damage to these units of infantry, but that's okay. Let's send in some warhounds to... We'll actually release the dogs on this general. That should stop them firing any missiles that they still have by the time the dogs reach them. And we'll continue pulling up our infantry. I'm curious whether they'll charge into the front here. If they do, this guy's going to die immediately. This is their general right at the front. Oh, come on, let's get a good shot of him dying. Right? You're not gonna win this, right? We're gonna use War Cry and assist with the Volksmen if needed. The dogs are getting involved now too. This general should not last for long, but they're lasting longer than I would expect, so you never know. My general's nearby though, so morale shouldn't be an issue. Let's send our Volksmen in to assist, just in case they're needed. Hoplites are still eager. This is just messy. They're out of formation, but we're slowly chunking through the general. Very slowly, like extremely slowly. We have a unit that's shaken in here. Let's use War Cry with our Volksmen back here and send them in as well. I really hope we don't lose our unit of hoplites here. We might though. They're shaken. I'm gonna see if I can withdraw them to make room for the better units. Hopefully they don't break. Just get out of there. Okay, they're back to steady. They're getting out of there. And this general's down to 22. I'm shocked the general himself didn't die. He charged right into the front of the prepared phalanx, and he's been getting stabbed this whole time. And eaten by dogs. But he's just chilling here. So maybe Eastern generals are just crazy. He doesn't even have a sword. He's just punching people. He's killing people with his fist. Really, man? This guy is a super soldier. We've lost almost all of the war dogs. They're wavering. They're down to 9, 8. It's broken. The dogs should finish them off here. And yeah, the dogs will finish them off on the city center. Perfect. Let's move up with our Volksmen to here. Don't come all the way up. And then let's grab our archers. We'll have them finish off the troops on the city center. Watch as the dogs eat the last 2. This general is literally Iron Man over here. In his armor of iron. What is this guy made of? I love just punching these dogs to death. Look how many dogs have died around him from him just punching them. This is wild. If anyone has any explanation for why he has this many hit points, I'm open to it. I don't personally understand it, but this is impressive. I'm going to speed this up and let's just see how long this takes. Oh my goodness. Finally, okay. That was wild. All right, the dogs have moved on to these pajama boys, and let's have our handlers not charge in and get themselves killed. I'll actually have them flee, which is the way to keep them safe. They're not wanting to do it because they're fighting right now. Okay, they're going to get themselves killed, which is fun. Let's get our archers to fire at these Eastern infantry while they're occupied with the dogs. Just get some damage in on them. And we're not getting great volleys in, but they're kind of split between the dogs and trying to charge these Volksmen. So we use Warcry here with the Volksmen, get that extra damage, and we'll charge them. They're wavering, but that doesn't mean anything really when they're on the city center. See, isn't this so much better than just nuking these guys from space with long-range archers? Volksmen are so fun. Get them, boys. Yeah, Volksmen are so scary. I love the charge, the jump. Very dramatic. And these guys are getting shredded through. Yep. Down to 90. And we've only lost 10 here, so very effective. And the dogs are still eating the back of this unit, which is just grim. All right, we're going to see if we can get the final kill with some dogs or arrows, but I don't know if it'll work out. They might chase us and get themselves killed. Continue the battle. I think they're all going to get eaten by dogs here, though. That's fun, too. I'll accept that as an acceptable way to finish off an army in a city. Okay. Why is this guy invulnerable too? Do dogs do this little damage? I don't remember them doing this little damage. I thought they were pretty good. Well done, doggies. Well done. Our first blow against Pontus. Clear victory. We lost 187. Was a little sloppy, but didn't take too many important casualties. Any experience for any of our troops? Nope, but that's okay. Most of our casualties were our hoplites, which isn't ideal. We would like to have hoplites, but it's okay. We got a city out of that, though. So Pergamum is ours. Do we want to enslave it to get that population growth bonus? That's a hard question. I think we... Oh, man. With 2,600 population, we have to occupy it. That's the most advantageous thing to do here. Let's check out the Temple of Hermes. Yeah, it was just increasing tradable goods. We don't want that. Ew. Tradable goods? We don't do that. We're gonna repair this stone wall. Go for mines right away. We'll repair some Volksmen here. And honestly, I'm expecting to be attacked right away by this army. They would do really poorly in a battle at Pergamum if they tried to besiege us, because they have just flimsy, bad infantry, and I have archers and stuff. But I feel like they will because they just have a full stack army here. So why wouldn't they try? But maybe they'll be smart and wait for Dionysos, or any of these massive armies. We'll see. But nice, that was our first conquest on Asia Minor. That's very exciting. Now, we have a lot going on at Larissa at this fort. Let's see if Aristoxenus of Enna built any siege equipment. He didn't, so he's just trying to starve us out. We have 2 turns until surrender. We're going to wait out one more turn and just see if he tries to use his siege equipment. I'm hoping that he will. If not, we're going to have to try to fight our way out. But I really don't think we win this battle if we try to fight our way out. So, this is a little bit scary. Let's grab Desineu and bring him over to defend Larissa. Get some mercenaries for him to shore up his army a little bit. And we have some troops from Thessalonica who we will start bringing down. Just some chosen swordsmen. They'll be there next turn. At Larissa, if Captain Meleagros tries to attack us, we should win the battle. We're going to sally out and see if we can get some kills with our archers. I don't know if we'll be able to get in range, but it's always worth trying to sally out. We will start with archers on the walls, and we'll grab our peasants and peltas and send them out of this rear gate and just see if that gets the enemies to pull a little bit closer and get in range of our archers. We'll speed this up, just see if they pull into range, get some kills on them. No shot on them yet. Let's reposition, see if we can get a shot on them. We'll send actually this unit of archer warband to here, or maybe to here, and then this unit to here. And then let's get these peasants and Illyrians over to the other side of the city, see if we can get them to move into range of these archers. For just a moment, we got a shot there. We'll have everyone hold up here and just see if they come back into range, get another shot. Pull a little bit closer over here. That would be lovely if we can get a few more shots in. I'm not sure why they pulled forward like that, but we killed some militia hoplites, so that's good. Looks like they're not interested in pursuing. We're going to try one more thing, which is send my Illyrians inside the city to keep them safe. And we're going to see if we can use the peasants as bait over here. So we will bring up our peasants in front of this tower and our archers. And we'll just see if we can get any interest out of any of these units. Maybe the archers will pull forward and come into range of our archers. They're pulling forward, but they don't seem that interested. I don't know if they will try and get a shot on our peasants. We'll march a little bit further forward, see if we can tempt someone by coming into range of these archers, maybe. Okay, they're firing at us. Will they pursue? Maybe. Yeah, they're pursuing. Will they come into range? That's the question. All right, walk a little bit further back, and they're no longer interested. They are firing with their ballista. I think we might give up here. That's okay. We will go ahead and call this battle. Let's bring the peasants inside the city. We lost a few of them, but no important casualties in this battle. And we'll just see if we can relieve the city with the army outside of the city. Sally has been successful. We lost 33 and we killed 22. That's fine. So no progress at Larissa, but we'll be able to relieve them next turn with Desineu. At this fort, we're going to wait a turn, see what Aristoxenus of Enna does. And let's take a look at our end of turn report. We lost 1,100 denarii that turn, but we're investing a lot in buildings right now. We spent 7,600 that turn on buildings, so it's okay. Speaking of, at Aquincum, we got our High King's Hall, so we have a minor city at Aquincum finally. Let's build a stockade here. At Tarentum, we repaired the buildings that were damaged in the riots, and looks like the Julii are coming for us. So at Tarentum, let's build a stockade, and we will retrain the peasants here, and let's build some barbarian noble cavalry. We're going to have to rely on cavalry here because we can't train any chosen swordsmen. So yeah, I don't think Folksmen, I mean, maybe Folksmen would be a good investment. We'll get one unit of Folksmen just to have some infantry to support the chosen archer warband as just melee infantry. And Duras will come inside the city. Let's see what they're bringing here. Some Hastati, some Principes, some Ballistas. I think we can survive against that, but Marcus Julius and this bigger army will be significantly harder. So we need to hurry up and recruit some troops at Tarentum. We'll recruit some Folksmen at Apollonia, and at Salona we'll recruit some archer warband. More so at Salona to defend against Captain Cogidubnus, but we'll be able to send the Folksmen from Apollonia over to defend at Tarentum if needed. Desineu got a mercenary captain for training the Hoplites and Thracians. That's nice. He's looking really good. At 27, he's got bloody, good commander, and mercenary captain. 4 stars of command, +1 morale. I'm very happy with that. And obviously Dacia and Pontus are at war. That was my choice, of course. And Larissa is besieged, we know about that. I'm very curious what Pontus will do about Pergamum. Our financial situation is not great right now. We have just a lot of armies across the entire empire, but that's about to change. We're going to lose some troops at Tarentum. We will probably lose some troops up here at Campus Sarmatiae. So let's see what the Scythians have inside the city. Oh, not much. Some Scythian horse archers, a unit of archers, and Ara, their family member with 0 command. We will try to lose some Chosen Archer Warband here as just infantry, and if not, we'll disband them and save some money on upkeep costs from those units. Zalmoxis can go ahead and besiege Juvavum, and this is a big army. Inside the city, they just have some bad mercenaries, some warband, some skirmisher warband. Yeah, not a very scary army inside the city. We brought a lot of troops, so Juvavum should fall relatively easy, but the big question is, where does Windex go? If Windex goes up to defend Juvavum, we'll take it, but he will counterattack hard. That will be a hard battle against Windex. If he goes down to Segestica, it will be very hard to hold on to the city. So really wherever he goes will be difficult. These troops that were guarding this bridge to try to bait Captain Dagus, this rebel army, to fight, I might send down to Segestica to defend the city. Just in case we get attacked by the Gauls, we want to be prepared. We don't want to lose Salona and Segestica and Quincum if they just barrel through here with all their armies and try and take all our cities. We really have a lot of cities on the line right now. I guess I kind of got my wish in my last part of being somewhat overextended. We have city under siege in Greece, Tarentum is about to be under siege, Salona is about to be under siege, Segestica is about to be under siege. So yeah, we are kind of besieged on many fronts and also expanding rapidly. This reinforcement army that landed outside of Larissa, what do we want to do with them? We could go kill this Macedonian army right now. In fact, I'm kind of tempted because we have good heavy cavalry here. Barbarian noble cavalry should be able to defeat this army. But then also we could help out with Aristoxenus of Enna and Partatua. Let's go ahead and free Larissa, form an army there, and then we will see if we can get Partatua out of this fort. So we will, oh wow, they didn't even want to fight us, so that's helpful for me. Should I just kill this guy right now? Probably yes. Let's go ahead and attack this army. We have cavalry, we have archers, we have infantry, so we should win this relatively easily. Alright, we want to be somewhat intelligent in this fight, because whenever you have a lot of mercenaries as your infantry, you got to be very careful not to lose them. These Thracians will not stand up well to a direct charge. So we'll have our front line be a solid block of mercenary hoplites. We'll guard with our Thracians, and actually Folksmen would be a better front line. So we'll double up the Thracians so they guard each other. We'll have Folksmen on this flank since they're less likely to break. And then we'll use our noble cavalry as just shock troops to hopefully wrap up the whole army. Let's get our Illyrians directly behind our Folksmen. Have them not be on skirmish mode, but be on guard mode, fire at will. And our archer warband can hang out with the infantry as well. Our Illyrians on this flank will also be right behind the Thracians, so pretty standard, nice condensed block of infantry. This is really mostly about the cavalry in this battle, so let's rotate to face the Macedonians and then see what we can do with the cavalry. And we have reinforcements, which we could try to use. We have archers, that'll be useful. Some Beltas, that'll be useful. And then we'll just hide the peasants in this forest. Just go over here. Let's get our cavalry over here, see if we can get a charge into their Peltas on the flank over here. That would break very easily and would cause morale issues for the rest of the army. So go up here, slow us down to double speed, get a little closer if we can, and charge into these Peltas. And then we'll charge into these Light Lancers as well. Peltas have broken, Light Lancers have broken as well, and enemy commander's dead. So this army is basically a wrap now. We'll just wrap up all their light troops, and then we will pick off their phalanx pikemen with archers. Let's move up our block of infantry. get them a little bit closer, and let the cavalry do their thing. One of you can go chase down this fleeing unit. Two of you can go deal with these archers. Perfect, archers have broken, and we'll run them down, and then these light lancers, one of our units will deal with the light lancers, one of them will wrap up these archers. Light lancers should break again, they're wavering. Yep, they've broken. We'll run them down. We've run down this unit of Peltas, they've left the battlefield. So we'll regroup the cavalry and just keep picking off these weak units. And let's keep marching closer with our infantry block. We'll keep our... Let's not run. We don't need to run. Well, we could run. It's fine. We're not really in any danger here. We'll grab our other archers from our reinforcement army as well. They can help with the pikemen. And let's get our cavalry in here to deal with this little unit of militia hoplites and these peasants. Alright, we'll grab our archers and start taking some shots at this phalanx. Pikemen, go ahead and fire at them. And Volksmen, you don't even need to guard. Let's get our mercenary Peltas out here. You guys are fighting peasants right now. Be somewhat careful about these hoplites. They'll break easily, but still have to be careful. You guys fire at these phalanx pikemen. These Thracians don't need to be involved. Just go off to the side. Alright, let's deal with these militia hoplites and these Peltas. So get the cavalry around here, make them feel surrounded. And let's check on these archers. How are they doing? Okay, this phalanx pikeman unit has already broken. So we'll shoot them, just get some kills on them. Over here, cavalry is, yeah, as expected, easily defeating these Peltas, these peasants. Yeah, we'll clean up these peasants with the commander's unit. And these militia hoplites are wavering. We'll charge them from the rear. There's a very cool charge that just happened over here. Continue the battle. And yeah, just run down the rest of these units. Nice and easy. Let's get our archers to stop firing so they don't kill any of our cavalry. Speed this up. We've killed 90% of the enemy army already, so we can end it. Clear victory. We lost 52 soldiers. Beautiful. And we got a man of the hour. I love Dacia, man. Just because we don't have a huge bloated number of generals, we still have a good ratio of cities to generals, and so we can still get man of the hours. And this guy's great. He's 20, good commander, command talent. That's 3 command at 20 years old with no negative traits. Absolutely. Captain Ion has become Ion. Kind of a scary name. I like Ion. I'm thinking Ion and Desine will come together to free Partitua from this fort. So let's move Ion a little bit closer to Aristoxenus of Enna. We'll grab some more Archer Warband out of Larissa to reinforce that army. And we've got some more things to do this turn. There we go. See, this is why I could not remember the name of this town. Chersonesos. Captain Zyraxi is a little bit closer to that little settlement. And there's some Scythian horse archers here, so we'll have to be somewhat careful. But we have a good amount of Archer Warband. Shouldn't be too difficult to pick that city up. Overall, things are looking very good in the Empire right now. I'm glad the Brudii are out of the game. We're going to have to deal with the other Roman factions. It shouldn't be too difficult once we defeat these big armies in the field, because they haven't expanded very much. So the Romans should not be too difficult to deal with. We just need to build up a good army in Italy to deal with all of these armies over and over again. We're going to have like 2 parts where all we do is kill Romans. So that's going to be really hard. And then we have to deal with these huge Gallic armies, which will be another grind. But once we clear out Italy, we will be dealing with much easier enemies. We'll be dealing with the Germans, who don't have that many troops. The Gauls out in the rest of Gaul, they always depopulate all of these cities by just training too many warband. So once they lose Batavium and Mediolanum, they really don't have much population left to train good armies. So that will get the Gauls out of the game as a serious threat, and we'll start steamrolling the rest of the Empire fairly quickly. This turn we're healing up in Pergamum, but next turn we will grab Vetsina and start knocking out these Pontic armies in the field. All right. Well, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to call this a part right here. I hope you're happy with the change to the shakeup for this campaign. I think this is a much better solution. I like how this is going. This feels much better than the last episode. I would love your feedback, though. Let me know what you think. If there are any more changes you think are necessary to keep this challenging, let me know. And we can always adjust. That's the great thing about games. You're the one playing them, so you can just play how you want to play. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye-bye.